Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for the summary of day 2 of the 2021 Mosconi Cup. I guess yesterday's big story was that Earl Paul Strickland has been replaced by Jeremy Jones, the reason being he is not fully vaccinated and he shared a flight with somebody that had the virus. Here's a quick little recap of day 1 before we summarize day 2. The European team got beat 5-2 in the team's event, and in the second match, two young guns from the US, they beat Europe 5-4. Actually, Europe played out of turn on Hill in that match. So the US team got off to a perfect start, taking the lead 2-0. However, the European team would strike back with a vengeance. Joshua Filler beat Shane Van Boening 5-2, but it could have been quite a different story. And in the fourth match, Team Europe showed their class, winning 5-0. So that meant that day 1 of the 2021 Mosconi Cup ended 2-2, and that's a perfect start in my opinion. Hey guys, if you're new to this channel, I actually make weekly reviews of pool related products, cues, shafts and other products, so consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. Alright, so here's what's on the menu for today. As usual, the first match of the second day is always the fans' choice. Surprise, surprise. The American choice is Shane Van Boening, and again, surprise, surprise, the European choice is none other than Eagle Eye Jason Shaw. So basically it's a repetition of last year's fans choice match. Shane Van Boening won the lag for this match and broke off in the first rack. Mr. Van Boening came out of the gate flying and got a pretty good break, made short work of that rack and took an early 1-0 lead. A little bit later on, he left Jason with this jump shot, didn't work out. Jason left a pretty open table and 2-0. This was not the ideal start for Mr. Eagle Eye, but he bit his teeth together and grinded out a couple of great breaks, and before you knew it, the score was 2-2. I think that their early 2-0 lead kind of woke up Jason Shaw, and from that point on he was basically unstoppable. He left Shane with very few chances, and yeah, basically Jason took the match home just like he did last year, 5-3. So Europe was the first ones to get a point on the board on day 2. Next up was Skylar Woodward and Albin Ocean, the current 9-ball world champion. Perhaps the audience was thinking, maybe Europe is gonna run away with the match again like they did last year. The first 2 racks were pretty basic. Then the third rack, Albin gifted Skylar a rack and he decided to fight back by doing this break here. 5 balls on the break, perfect position on the next ball. Easy work. I would say that in my opinion both players struggled a little bit with the tempo of the table. It's brand new balls, brand new cloth, 4-inch pockets. We us mortals, we don't understand how difficult these conditions are. And then you've got 800 people in the crowd as well, and $15,000 between the winners and the losers. In the end, I would say that Mr. Woodward was the strongest player, but it could have been more different. On the score 4-3 for Skylar, this happened. So Albin wasn't really lucky there, but this is a poor shot, and basically gave Mr. Woodward ball in hand and the match. Albin Ocean had very little time to lick his wounds. He was scheduled to play together with Jason against Mr. Van Boening and again Skylar Woodward. They actually, the Americans, they actually started with a golden break, but the Europeans took the next rack, making it 1-1. You could kind of feel like the momentum was definitely on the American side in this entire match. So they actually took the following 2 racks, making the score 3-1. But as you can expect from such high caliber players, they're not going to give up without a fight. So the Europeans, they ask some questions from the American players, and Before you knew it, the score was 3-3 after this perfect break by Jason Shaw. But this match had a lot of twists and turns, and this shot is something you would expect that the current world 9-ball champion would make. Obviously, again, the conditions are very hard, but you would expect him to do better there. And as you can see, the 4-9 combination is hanging there, and Shane made an awesome cut shot. They discussed what to do with this shot. Shane said, yeah, just bank it. And that's what Mr. Woodward did, leaving the perfect combination 4-9 and a 4-3 lead. Nothing too exciting in the 8th frame, so score went hill yet again. That's when the American players stepped up. They made some awesome shots, especially during the pressure that they had to be experiencing right there. They made some awesome shots, and well, they took home the match 5-4, a huge point for the American team. So next up were two young guns in the shape of Joshua Filler from Germany and Tyler Steyer, and right from the get-go we got some drama. On this shot, the referee made a judgment call that Joshua did not make any contact with any rails after hitting the one ball. I'm gonna try to zoom in and slow down the shot for you, and you can leave your comment on what you think about this ruling in the comment section. Tyler got ball in hand, and as you can expect, he made quick work of that rack, taking an early 1-0 lead. During this match, it became pretty obvious that Tyler has been up early and went to the bakery picking up some rolls. As you can see here, he missed the 8-ball, didn't leave anything for Filler, and then he missed an 8-ball again in the same rack, not leaving anything, and eventually ending up fluking that same 8-ball and taking the frame. So as you can see here, Mr. Filler, rather unlucky. The white ball, it never rattles, it always goes down. So I don't know what he was supposed to do, but it was not to be. On this day, Tyler was too strong, beating him 5-3. On the last match of the day, we've got Eklund Kachi and David Al-Qaidi. They were playing the doubles against Mr. Reinhold and Double J. Chris Reinhold played a really beautiful safety shot here, securing them this rack. So I was a little skeptical about Mr. Jones's performance yesterday. It's totally understandable, but today he was more, he's more in the game, and the Europeans got a little bit of, bad rolls in the beginning. But yeah, as I said, Mr. Jones, he delivered the goods in the beginning of this match, but this match is going to have some twists and turns. Just look at this shot here from Mr. Eklund Kachi. It's a beautiful shot, perhaps the shot of the tournament so far. Perfect position, however, the Europeans did not manage to secure this rack. Nice shot here by Jeremy Jones, and the Americans took an early 3-1 lead. I think that the European players, they had to feel a lot of pressure at this point. If they were to lose this match, they're going to head into day 3 being 6-3 behind. And this shot here is really comfortable for all of us who's missed with ball in hand ourselves. Even the former world #1 can miss with ball in hand. Nice shot here by Jeremy, and well, suddenly it was 4-1. However, Mr. Jones made a poor shot here. A little bit unlucky, of course, but bad judgment call. And perhaps this was what was needed for the European team. Suddenly they got little, spring in their step, and the score was 4-3. So even if the Americans are still in the lead, I think that the pressure is now on them. Let's take a look at this pivotal moment of this match. Jeremy tries to go in between the 5 and the 9, and he managed to do that, but he didn't manage the speed control, so he left Chris with a really tough shot in this high pressure situation, and this is what can happen. So I really felt for Chris in that moment, and to make matters even worse, the Europeans had won the lag, and that meant that they had the final break. and this is their final break, leaving them a pretty nice setup. Just this first shot, if you make that, you're pretty much, running out, and that's exactly what they did. They managed to keep their heads cool in this situation and took down the point for Europe, and that was a crucial, important point for them. Being 6-3 behind going into day 3, wow, that's an uphill task. So anyway, this is the match, the results from the matches today, and I think it's good, that the Americans are in the lead. I really want that. I don't want Europe to run away with this match. Thank you guys for watching and tuning for day 3 tomorrow.